Volodymyr Walter Lysniak. In a unique twist of fate in the circle of life, it turns out Volodymyr was from the same Prykarpattia region of western Ukraine, in the foothills of the Carpathians, as my father, and went to the same high school, although quite a few years later, as he was 10 years younger. They both went to high school in Kolomyia, the picturesque, ancient, millennium-old town on the river Prut, about which the opening song was about, that you were listening to. Volodymyr lived on a well-to-do farm in a different village than my dad, and often told the story how when his mom forced him to drink his milk, he would secretly pass the glass to a farmhand, who would eagerly guzzle the milk before handing the empty glass back to Volodymyr. Another of his popular anecdotes was the one in which he could eat all his meals in one pill to be taken daily. You see, Volodymyr did not enjoy eating. He considered it a necessary evil for survival. Yet, in his older days, as senility set in, you couldn't stop him from eating. He would eat a lot, seconds included, and he ate extremely slowly, seemingly enjoying all that he had missed in his salad days, in Shakespeare's words. You see, Volodymyr lived the true American dream. He came to this country at age 22, after spending 5 years in a post-World War II Displaced Person Camp in Germany with his family, who had escaped from Western Ukraine before the communist takeover. Previously, Volodymyr had survived his high school days under the Nazi occupation of Western Ukraine. After arriving at Ellis Island and settling in a Ukrainian village on the Lower East Side, Walter quickly learned English while earning some money doing menial work. Walter had developed a keen interest in the theater in his youth and was able to learn a bit more while participating in plays put on in the DP camp by escaping Ukrainian professional actors, directors, playwrights, and screenwriters. As a result, when the opportunity arose in his new country, he eagerly pursued a degree in theater arts at Columbia. And being ever the detail-oriented perfectionist that he was, he didn't stop there. He continued his education in his beloved profession by getting a master's degree in theater directing at Yale. I distinctly remember when in the fall of 2009, Volodymyr was patiently coaching the love of his life, as he referred to his wife Larissa, as she practiced her lines for her role as Baroness Lemberg in the Ivy Lane Players production of Peter Shaffer's White Liar's Black Comedy at a local Long Island theater. Volodymyr also loved to build things and had a basement full of tools and materials to prove it. His background as theater director and set designer turned him into a collector of antique furniture and miscellaneous odds and ends that could be utilized on the stage to create just the right atmosphere or scene. Walter also expanded the family home in Plandom, adding 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms in his newly designed second-story addition. He added the sunroom by the pool with its own bathroom and shower, which was convenient for pool activities. Walter was also busy adding on to his Seaview summer home at Fire Island, which the Lysniaks bought at the advice of a family physician who recommended a seashore environment for the health of their eldest daughter, Ulla, who suffered from asthma and allergies. Since Larissa's mom was a retired widow and loved to babysit her two granddaughters, Walter added an in-law studio apartment adjacent to their two-bedroom cottage, in which his mother-in-law could summer in privacy with her own bathroom and kitchenette. The studio shared the spacious outdoor deck at the Lysniak's main cottage, and many hours of fun were had there by Lada and Ula playing with Grandma. Walter also loved working outdoors, landscaping and gardening, of which there was plenty between the large Plandom lot and the Far Island property. Between grass cutting, hedge and ivy trimming, there was the perpetual weeds to pull and dead tree branches to collect, and the occasional fallen tree to cut up and remove after a nor'easter. Volodymyr also had a green thumb in his genes from his childhood on a family farm in Galicia, Ukraine. Although he did not get involved in Lada's organic vegetable garden, which Lada and I started in 2006, you see Roman, Walter's older brother, was the true family organic farmer. Walter did plant and take care of the flower beds and the many flowering bushes at Plandom, and adorned his property with many antique figurines and monuments. He also had an appreciation for the unusual, yet plain things in life. For instance, he saw beauty in a majestic weed which prominently cropped up in his front yard. In 2008, Walter and Larissa took a long overdue family vacation trip with Lada and Ula and her fiancé. They took a cruise to Bermuda, while I, due to fear of seasickness, stayed behind to dog and house sit. I tried to be a good guest and did a little landscaping in the front yard. In my zeal, I took down a big 5-foot weed in the front yard. When Walter got back, I never heard the end of it from him for destroying his masterpiece weed. Walter was also known for his many plans and designs and his resulting long-lasting unfinished projects. The outdoor lighting at Plandom, at the pool area and the frog pond, the upstairs master bathroom with the huge antique tub, the remodeled bathroom between the two downstairs bedrooms. Well, the two bathrooms got finished by 2010, but the outdoor lighting project still to this day has unconnected wiring and light fixtures. If you look around, you'll see them. Walter loved his wife and family above all else. He also loved his country, new and old. Walter followed American politics religiously. He watched his favorite political program nightly and never missed a chance to vote for his favorite American candidate. But he also never forgot where he came from, nor his heritage, nor about the suffering borne for so long by his countrymen in Ukraine under the Soviet Union. At his new theater of New York City, which he founded in the 60s, he directed and starred in plays by famous Ukrainian playwrights and authors. His production of Holod, which Lada mentioned earlier, or Hunger, about the Holodomor, Stalin's genocidal famine in Ukraine in 32-33, was such a big hit that it toured to several Ukrainian American communities in different cities. On this day, as we celebrate Walter's full life, I fondly recall one of the nicest things he once said to me. As Larissa lay dying in the hospital, one day as I drove Walter to visit her once again, each time, maybe for the last time, he turned to me and said, "Thanks for driving me, Yadi. I'm glad I got to know you. I'm glad that you're my friend.
Thank you, Yadi. Here, can I give him a hug while you record us? I want to hug you. Come on. Thank you, Yadi. Thank you, Yadi. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.
He's done a lot for my family. He really has. A lot. A lot.